Okay, so what you're saying is a drone that's got some residue from a fire extinguisher on it. So this was hit with essentially a hazardous material. We're going to go through a cursory decontamination. This isn't the way that you would normally decontaminate something like this, but it's pretty close to the process. Normally we would be wearing hazmat suit, et cetera, et cetera. In this case, we're just going to take precautions with rubber gloves and work on the aircraft. Now, although the aircraft has been hydro-treated, it does have the original lens on it. It has hydro treatment in the gimbal motors, but there's nothing that's been done around the lens itself. So you'll want to be a little bit careful when you're cleaning this off and making sure you're getting the material cleaned out. So we're going to go ahead and just drop this down. Grab our rag. And notice that the battery, of course, is taken out of the compartment. We want no power to be present as we're going through this process. Okay. Let's get a little bit more. Make sure that we don't have anything in the armways here. We can see that the camera itself is rejecting the water. And of course, we can see we've got some water on the inside of the housing, which is fine. We've got a little bit more water still in there. Okay, and then just gonna clear off the camera and the lens here. Now, again, I would recommend that any agency put a UV filter on here. UV filters are available from Autel. And I believe we've got all the material cleaned off. We've got it out of there's quite a bit that was in this body crack space right here. I think we've gotten that out. That's where it took the worst hit from the fire extinguisher material. Okay, and it's just really a matter of getting that water cleaned out from anywhere here. Remember, anywhere that water's gone, chances are pretty good that that's where the extinguisher material is gone. Okay, got a little bit of material that's left right there up on the top, but I think that's probably just rubbed into the black there. Yeah, okay. So now what we're going to want to do is let this dry off for a few minutes or an hour or so. We've still got a little bit of water coming out of the body cavity there. And we want to make sure that dries all the way through. Clean off the inside of the cavity here. And overall, I think we're in pretty good shape. So let's just let this dry for a few minutes, and we'll go ahead and put her up in the air. All right, we've let this dry for a little while. Let's check it out. So we're going to fire it up. Clear. Launch. Of course, first thing we want to do is do a controllability check. Forward, backward, side, and up optical avoidance thing, and that's like a little slow. Yeah, up, down. Seems to be flying well. So let's go ahead and give it a quick runoff. Now you're going to be getting the in-frame, so you probably just stop it and if you want.
You weren't in frame.
Hmm?
You were not in frame.
Okay, so let's put it in frame now.
Okay.
One of the first things that we want to check here is to know that optical avoidance is properly working and so forth. And these are some of the places where moisture can get into the aircraft, and it's also part of where the hydrocoating occurs. So let's go ahead and I'm going to drop it just so it's not at face level, and let's check the optical avoidance system. I'm pulling down, the aircraft doesn't want to come forward. If I move, the aircraft is going to go backward. All right, let's try it sideways. That's as close as the optical drone is willing to get to me. All right, so let's try it from the other side. Turn it around, fly it away from me a little bit. All right, let's check the side avoidance. Well, same story. The drone is not wanting to come over here. Good, that's a good thing. Let's check it forward. Again, when you see that this is pushed all the way down, the aircraft doesn't want to come forward. Good. That tells us our optical avoidance is in pretty good shape. So check the top. We're getting notification from the top. So it looks like our optical avoidance is working on full 360 degrees. That's exactly what we want to see. And it's locking into position just like we expected would. Nice. All right. So that's the result of the hydrocoating that takes place in the Bothell, Washington office at Autel. So that's part of the initiative for the Made in USA program for the Evo 2 Pro. Hopefully this informed you a little bit and gave you an idea of what's possible with the hydrocoated Evo 2 Pro product.